why everybody has to diminish what is going on with Tommy DeVito. And why does it have to be, if you're talking about him in a positive way, you're thinking he's the next Hall of Famer? He is. Nobody's saying that Tommy DeVito is going to be Tom Brady. However, he can be the next Brock Purdy. Tell me why we should not be believing in Tommy DeVito if you're seeing it with your own very eyes. The haters are going to say, well, he wasn't drafted, undrafted, he can't do it, blah, 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 blah. He's doing it right now. Why can't we just enjoy what Tommy DeVito is doing and believe that he can sustain success like Brock Purdy? I'll raise my hand. I doubted Brock Purdy last year thinking, oh, who's this guy coming in? I mean, if Brock Purdy were that damn good, why'd they have Trey Lance going into the season as a starter, right? But the Niners did. They got it wrong. They got, maybe lucky that the way things panned out going to Brock Purdy, and now the guy's turned into an MVP. Giants go into the year with Daniel Jones as their starter, which a lot of people question. And I believe Daniel Jones is going to be a legit quarterback this year, taking a next step with the new weapons that they bring in, whether it's Waller, whether it's Hyatt. Another year off of the successful season that he had last year, primarily running, but still successful season, getting into the postseason out of nowhere, then winning the road playoff game. And then Jones gets hurt, underperforms when he was healthy, but he gets hurt. Giants were a disaster, way worse than anybody could have ever thought. Here comes Tommy DeVito, who the first game in didn't even throw the football because he wasn't allowed. But now you've seen progression. You've seen growth. You've seen the guy win 3 of the 4 games that he started. You've seen him now win NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And the numbers weren't great. And this is not about numbers. To me, it's not about, can he throw for 300 yards? Yeah, when he has to, you know what? Maybe he will. But he hasn't had to just yet. He's making individual throws in these games that other quarterbacks in this town, on that team in particular, haven't made. I mean, we've watched Daniel Jones for 5 years, and while he's had some good moments, second half in Arizona this year, rookie season with Shermer airing it out a little bit, I still have not seen the consistency from Jones at all, or some of the individual throws that Tommy DeVito has made in just 6 games overall, 4 games as a starter. So why can't Tommy DeVito be the next Brock Purdy? He can. Why are we putting limitations on what he could do? He could be that. Will he? Who the hell knows? But I'll tell you this, I'm believing in what I am seeing in Tommy DeVito to the point where I know he's better than Daniel Jones. I know Tommy DeVito is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. I can feel it. I've seen it. With Jones, it's, oh, yeah, maybe he's good. Oh, my God, he's awful. Oh, no, maybe he's good. Oh, no, he's awful. Maybe he hasn't. Oh, no, he doesn't. With Tommy DeVito, it's, man, who the hell is this guy? Are you kidding me with this guy? He can't even throw the football. And then you actually watch him and you see progression. You see some throws where I'm like, God, and it's not even just about the Giants. I've watched football my whole life. Watching him make some of the throws that he has made since he has taken over for the Giants are like eye-opening, jaw-dropping throws, thinking, man, even in the game against New England, and this is why it's not about the numbers, even in the game against New England, where they only scored 10 points, but he did it against a Bill Belichick defense as far as getting that win. Oh, an undrafted rookie against a Bill Belichick defense to come away with a win. I don't care how many points you score. But even in that game where both teams couldn't move the football, DeVito was making some throws that I sat there saying, God, who is this guy? I haven't seen that. That is one hell of a throw. So he's clearly got the ability to throw the football. Now, look, you give the Giants coaching staff credit as we have before. But DeVito, taking advantage of the opportunities that are there in front of him, he's progressively gotten better. He then combined his ability to throw the football, make the right reads, with running the football on Monday night with great success, showing speed that I had no idea that he had. I think he's a better runner than Daniel Jones. Not as physical, but Jones, to me, was never fast. He's a good runner. Jones is a good runner, better runner of the football than thrower. But the combination of the two with DeVito and the speed that he showed, I mean, man, I'm impressed by this guy. Doesn't mean he's going to be Brock Purdy, but why the hell can't he be Brock Purdy? Nobody's putting him in the Hall of Fame, but is it a stretch to say he's better than Daniel Jones? Not in my mind. He is. He is better. and he should continue to grow. Now, he's going to deal with some adversity. By the way, it's not like it's a fluke and he hasn't had a bad game. He threw a few interceptions against Dallas, came back down to earth, and what did he do? He responded. That also should show you something about Tommy DeVito. So while the Giants, who are building their season back up to respectability, and then some, where there's hope now that they can remain alive for a postseason spot in the NFC, they are also developing, right before our very eyes, a potential franchise quarterback in Tommy DeVito. We still have 4 games to see how he's going to do here. But so far, he's passing every test to the point where I understand the upside of the unknown and of the skill set and the talent of a draft pick at the quarterback position. I understand that. However, there is no guarantee that whatever pick the Giants make is going to be better than what you've seen from Tommy DeVito so far. The upside, certainly. And then you think, combining that upside with Brian Dable, the sky is the limit. As the notorious B.I.G. once famously said, sky is the limit. But for Tommy DeVito, it should be as well. And who needs all that potential when you're going based off of reality? Instead of potential, it's what he's actually doing. And I told you, forget about the nonsense with the Italian bull crap. As an Italian, I don't care. I'm like, whatever. Doesn't mean anything to me. That's taking away from what he's actually accomplishing on the football field. That's how I judge players, not where they're from, not who they live with, not what they eat, by what they do on the football field. What Tommy DeVito is doing on the football field has been impressive. Do not overlook it. And it's so impressive, in fact, that the clown show, whether it's his agent, his parents, the Italian stuff, all that, it's taking away from what he's doing, and it's going to get built up. You could already start to sense it. It's going to get built up to a point where people then, instead of the feel-good story, I want to root for Tommy and all that, then the people are going to try to knock him down. And he's going to have to deal with that. But we're very early in the process here. So far, he's checking all the boxes. He's passing all the tests. Nobody's saying he's going to be Tom Brady or Brock Purdy, but you shouldn't be saying he can't be. Tommy DeVito has been better than Daniel Jones, as good as any quarterback that we've seen in this town. Right now, he's better than anybody outside of Aaron Rodgers who isn't healthy. But if you want to throw Daniel Jones in there, Zach Wilson, I don't care. Tommy DeVito has been better. We waited 3 years for Zach Wilson to show this kind of consistency. Instead, people hang on to one Jets driver. Oh, did you see that back shoulder throw? Or, one good game from Zach. I told you he's it. Oh, yeah, it's been 3 years. Daniel Jones, same thing. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to. When? It's year 5. I believe in what I'm seeing in Tommy DeVito, that he's legit. Of course there's more to evaluate. Of course, obviously. But based on what we're seeing, he's put more on film and given me more confidence in him than anything else we've seen around here in a very long time. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. And if he keeps having success, 2 things are going to happen. Giant fans are going to be excited as anything, and the Giants are going to continue to win. And then the haters are going to come and start to tear Tommy DeVito down. He can't do this. He can't do that. All of that stuff. I mean, that's how these things go. For right now, you should not only be enjoying it, but you should also appreciate what he's doing and believe in what he's doing. Because I've seen quarterback, I don't care who it is, Derek Carr in New Orleans, Desmond Ridder with Atlanta, and you see these quarterbacks each week. Look at the quarterback play around the league. Look at the quarterback play around the league. I do. I watch all the games, or as many as possible. I mean, it's impossible to watch every play of every game, but I do have every game on every Sunday. Look at the quarterback play around the league. What DeVito's doing is standing out, not because of where he lives or, he's from the area or his nationality. It doesn't mean anything. Not to me, anyway. But because of what he's doing with a team that was left for dead, one of the biggest embarrassments in the NFL this year. He's doing more with them than their $40 million a year quarterback has done. Al is in Keyport. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for the call. You know what it is with him? He's played a lot of football. He's played a lot more football than Daniel Jones. He's been coached his whole life where he went to high school. It's like a college up there where they play football. He's just good. The guy's good, and that's why I come to your rescue, Sal. He's taken a lot more snaps than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is a beautiful person. So is Zach Wilson. They're nice guys and all. This guy's better than him. He's played a lot more football.
Man, forget about nice guys, Al. Who cares if they're not? I mean, obviously you don't want to be doing anything criminal.
But they're decent people.
Oh, but that's fine. But that's not what we're talking about. Nobody's ever. I mean, at least I'm not questioning Zach.
Good.
Yeah,
the guy's good. He's taken a lot of snaps in his day. That's why he's good. He's prepared.
Look, and thank you for the call, Al. We appreciate checking in. And I didn't mean to talk over you. I was just trying to make a point. Zach Wilson's nice. That's fine. That's not Daniel Jones. Same thing. Nice kid. That's fine. We're not talking about that. We're talking about their play on the field. And the only reason that it's even acceptable to still try to support Zach Wilson or Daniel Jones is because of where they were drafted and the expectations that come with that. And their talent. Oh, yeah, the arm talent. Oh, look at that. Well, it never or very rarely works out like that. The most talented guys actually live up to that and are the best players or the most talented teams. Do the most talented teams always win? No. Do the most talented draft picks always pan out the way that we expected? No, they don't. Plenty of times guys are drafted, whether it's 7th overall, whether it's in the 2nd round, 4th round, last pick overall. Brock Purdy. Those guys outperform the endless guys that were taken in front of them. Why is that the case? Think about it. 32 teams. How many times did 32 teams pass over selecting Brock Purdy? How many times do you think those 32 teams would pass over Brock Purdy now? But there was a reason why they all did, right? They didn't believe in it. There was something they saw on film. Man, we don't know if he's got it. Now, it's not just the individual talent. It's also got to be the system, too. Well, Tommy DeVito happens to be in the right spot with Brian Dable and Kafka and the New York Giants. I know that's a part of it, too, but you got to give the kid credit. And I watched Daniel Jones all year, as we all did last year. Forget about this year, because it's been an absolute disaster every which way. And you could pick on the offensive line, Barkley's health. I understand all that, and all those things are factual. It's all true. Daniel Jones has also been awful. That is true as well. But go back to last year with Daniel Jones. And go back to any of his years. Daniel Jones, watching him every time. Last year, I bring up last year because he was actually successful last year. But he doesn't make some of the throws that DeVito makes. He just doesn't throw the ball that way. He's also lacking I don't know if it's confidence. I like Jones as a leader. But there's something off there. Whether he's thinking too much, whether he can't handle the pressure. With DeVito, he's just playing loose and having fun. He's legit. Mike is calling from Long Island. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Sal. Happy holidays.
You too, Mike.
Yeah, I want to go over just now. You brought up the confidence. He brings out confidence, I think, in the team, too. We've been ripping the receivers. Daniel Jones had nobody to throw to. There was no separation. All of a sudden, now you see these guys running routes so much better, getting a little more open where he's able to hit them in stride as they move. On that pass, the touchdown pass the other day, I mean, the guys are moving. When they see DeVito moving, they're moving, too, towards the ball. And you didn't see a lot of that with Daniel Jones because they feel like, I guess, he was going to take off or the confidence wasn't there that he was going to get him the ball. I see a little bit difference on that situation as well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Jalen Hyatt has had his best game with Tommy DeVito at quarterback. Isaiah Hodgins has made some big plays with Tommy DeVito. And again, I know Hodgins was okay last year. It just feels different. You look at Wan'Dale Robinson, what he's been able to do. And Tommy DeVito, by the way, doing it without Darren Waller, which Daniel Jones had the luxury of Waller at some points this year. You're right. Guys are open. DeVito's hitting them. It wasn't there for the Giants offense with Daniel Jones.
You got Barkley going out on the flat also, by the way. They're getting him the ball more, which is obviously always good when he's getting the ball out in the open. He could do something because when he's a short yardage and you know he's getting the ball, I feel like he just folds right into the line. You know, I mean, and not to put Barkley down, but like a 3rd and 1 and you know Barkley's getting the ball, you don't see him even getting that first down. I think he missed 2 or 3 of them last week as well. So I get it, getting him out in the flat and getting him the ball out there in wide open space is going to help DeVito as well.
Here's my question, and thank you for the call, Mike. What is it that Tommy DeVito hasn't done in his 4 games as a starter that makes you think he can't continue to do this? Because I know the answer. There isn't anything. The answer is, well, he was an undrafted rookie free agent that lives at home with his parents and he's an Italian kid. That's the answer. Because if you just take all of that bull crap out and watch him play, if he were drafted 5th overall or in the 3rd round of the NFL draft, you'd be saying, hey, this is the guy. Forget about a draft pick. Forget about Daniel Jones. This is the guy right here. I know it. There's nothing that he hasn't done on the football field that would prevent us from believing in him. It's his draft status that he didn't get drafted and all the other stuff that goes with it. But pound for pound, he's been better than the higher draft picks in this town. Nick is calling from Toms River. What's up, Nick?
Hey, Sal. Happy holidays to you.
You too.
Listen, I agree 100%. I mean, if you would have told me, and I'm a lifelong Giant fan, if you would have told me 3 weeks ago that, when we were 2-8, that, all of a sudden we would have this excitement, that I'm spitting the bit. I'm excited about watching the game Sunday because this kid is bringing it to the table. When was the last time you saw a Giant quarterback throw a dart in the corner of an end zone? When was the last time you saw a quarterback just throw the ball down the field, just get it down the field, and it opens everything else up? I mean, I'm all in with this guy. I don't even care that he's a Jersey kid and all that stuff. I think everything that he's showing that he can compete at this level, and he gives us the best chance to win football games.
Right, agreed.
End of story.
Agreed, Nick, and thank you for the call. Now, we also say that understanding that things can change in this league real quick. There have been plenty of guys before you get behind and get hyped up and think that they're legit, and then it turns out they're not. However, you're only basing that off of where he was drafted or the fact that he wasn't, in fact, drafted. That's it. Right now, if you were a top pick and DeVito was doing this town would be even more on fire behind Tommy DeVito. And it is the biggest story in sports, or at least in New York sports, and it's become a national story, certainly off of Monday night. But imagine if he were doing this as a 3rd round pick, 2nd round pick, top pick, whatever, how we'd be feeling about it. You'd be feeling great knowing that this is the guy. Forget Daniel Jones. Tommy DeVito's the guy. And I understand the people that want to see more, fine. But this is not us making something up. It's actually happening. He's actually winning games and playing well in doing so. To me, it's different than Mike White. If you want to compare those two, Mike White had some success and won a game. Yeah, that was a total fluke. Was Mike White better than Zach Wilson? Maybe he was more consistent for a few games. I know he got hurt, whatever, but I never looked at Mike White and said, yeah, he's it. I looked at him and said, he could maybe be a decent backup quarterback, and he certainly seems to have a better grasp of things than Zach did. But this is different. DeVito is doing things that are different on the football field. Maybe it's the coaching. Maybe it's a combination. But doubt him at your own risk. Get through the family nonsense, the agent, how he dresses, the stupid hand gestures, the Cutlet nickname. Get through all that nonsense and bullcrap and look at what the kid's doing on the field. And forget about where he's drafted or where he's from. Just look at what he's doing. You should appreciate it because he's playing the best quarterback that we've seen in this town in quite some time. We'll continue with your calls on the other side.